Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to a game between 15 Sway and Chaemiko. This game taking place here on Ruins of Ashara. All right, for all of you guys who are wondering where I went, work called, and they decided to schedule meetings for me at 6:30 in the morning, going into my casting time. So casting a little bit on my lunch break, just because I love being part of the community. I love watching some great WarCraft 3, and might as well share my thoughts and analysis with you here on, this game from the I think this was from W3 Champions, Season 7. On the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have 15 Sway spawning as the Red Night Elf, going up against Chaemiko, spawning under the name Zizan Human. Alright, Human versus Night Elf in a 1v1 matchup. Ultra Kings being placed down. There's a barracks double farm opening things up, as we are looking most likely at a Keeper of the Grove going up against an Archmage. Alright, Battle of the Brains here on the Ruins of Ashara. But as we've seen in the past, the gameplay really starts to revolve around that second hero, whether it be a Mountain King, Blood Mage, going up against a Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter is usually out there and about trying to shut down enemy heroes as well. Blood Mage has become a much more popular support hero as of late, allowing the Blood Mage to siphon mana away from that Demon Hunter, thereby shutting down the mana burn while funneling more mana into the Archmage for more water elementals. With that said, though, I'm still getting a bit ahead of myself here on Ruins of Ashara. I haven't cast too many games or done map analysis to see what particular strategies will be coming through. Razorman Brute and a couple of, Quillboars and Quillboar Hunters doing quite a bit of damage here. Ancient of War is absorbing all of that now. Meanwhile, Archmage, going to try and quickly shut down this Wisp, but we may get a detonation there anyways, as the Water Elemental is still safe. Footmen and Militia now being brought back over, but a little bit of time was lost on those Militia there. Centaur Sorcerer does not have medium armor, important thing to note. Outrunner and the Sorcerer both have heavy armor, making it so that the Militia doesn't do that much bonus, or does not do any additional bonus damage. Pendant of Energy has been dropped. The Water Elemental was already down and in play, thereby not allowing this Archmage to get a second Water Elemental just quite yet. All right, Treants could get taken down. Peasant is going to try to jump inside that gold mine right there. Going to go ahead and jump inside, but the Treant is already there, getting in that last bit of damage. Meanwhile, more Footmen and Militia joining in on the battle here. Archmage does get up to level 2, as the Archmage is at level 2 with Brilliance Aura, trying to chase down 15 Sway's Keeper of the Grove. Looking at the overall peasant count, are we looking at an expansion attempt coming in from Chaemiko? I don't know as of yet. Meanwhile, the Treants are actually joining in onto the battle, opening up the space here, and that's actually a bit of an aggressive play and an annoyance factor that Night Elf players can do against, all the other races. By summoning those Treants, they are actually clearing out the trees that would normally be used for lumber harvesting, and then thereby creating further walking distances and making it more difficult to gather more lumber. I would actually wonder how effective that is. Could you delay your opponent's tech by summoning treants in your opponent's base that force them to walk a bit further, and thereby also changing how things lay out in their base as well? All right, there was the expansion attempt. However, once more, as I mentioned, there was lumber issues. A lot of the peasants were stopping their fast building here, as a Water Elemental now joining back in on the fight. Keeper of the Grove continuing to battle it up. Archers going after some Footmen and some of these extra units, as the Keeper of the Grove does back away. Once more, I got to say thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. Many of you, or a few of you out there, have heard the call and are continuing to support me. Got a couple more subs on Twitch as well. So, every little bit of support definitely helps, as this is something I love to do. But, as any father will tell you, as Lado Lounge will also tell you, how do you find the time to do things like this once you have children? You do it during your lunch break, and as people have said to me, it looks like I need to eat a sandwich. I'm not eating a sandwich. I'm casting WarCraft 3 instead. Keeper of the Grove going after the Ogre Magi and Ogre Mauler here, trying to get to level 3. Will get awfully close. Meanwhile, the tech to tier 2 is nearly done. Expansion will be up for Chaemiko. There is going to be one arcane tower here. Meanwhile, tech advantage should be coming into play here in just a moment. We should be looking at dual Ancients of Lore after this Hunter's Hall is done. And, well, we also should be looking at a possible expansion attempt coming in from 15 Sway. Coming back around, Archmage going to clear up this Forest Troll Trapper, get to level 3, leaving behind a Tome of Strength because, well, who needs hit points? No, he needs hit points. He was just trying to run away and get there a little bit further. All right, Nature's Blessing already being added. Panda, the second hero, not going to be the Demon Hunter that I expected. Instead, a Panda. And we'll see what Chaemiko, how he reacts to this here. Panda, very good at putting in pressure on the expansion and has a very strong window of opportunity for effectiveness before Spellbreakers are introduced to the party. Meanwhile, we are looking at the Keeper of the Grove, looking to perhaps clear things up here. Here is a Tree of Life, trying to get Nature's Blessing going. Nature's Blessing, the speed on that walkover, nearly done. We'll have additional armor as well as the Archmage and Water Elementals trying to put pressure on the Forest Troll Berserkers and these archers here. All right, Forest Troll Shadow Priest going after that Water Elemental, quickly getting abolished into nothing. Meanwhile, Tree of Life still absorbing a little bit of hit points, having more armor now as the Archmage still playing and toying with the idea of stopping this expansion. Footmen are off to the north. That platoon should be making their way over and then trying to dive straight onto those Forest Troll Berserkers and the archers. However, the Panda with that Breath of Fire does have plans of his own. Keeper of the Grove now looking to back away. Level 2, Pure Up the Vitality has been dropped and left behind. Is he going to try and pick it up? He better pick it up. No, Archmage may be able to pick it up. And yes, there is the item steal from Chaemiko. Panda does get a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire off across multiple units. And while losing that, Pure Up of Vitality, that additional 150 hit points is a very big deal indeed, as the Panda could continue to fight it up through here. All right, more damage going on through. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire trying to finish off this Footman? Footman down to 35 hit points. One more shot, but the Panda a little bit hefty, unable to catch up, and doesn't want to use a Breath of Fire and waste that mana. All right, coming back through, we are looking at Ancient of Wonders being constructed. Dryads should be coming in across as well, as the expansion is really paying for itself, and Chaemiko is able to catch back up and train up more units. Also behind this, the tech to tier 2 is nearly done, and at the 7-minute, 8-minute mark of this game, the players are nearly at similar positions. Both players have an expansion. Both players are at tier 2. It's just, how they got there is slightly different. Coming back around, Panda looking to finish off this Forest Troll Warlord creep camp. Meanwhile, Archmage wants to stop the entangling of this gold mine. Gold mine going to get pressured a bit more once again. Where is the Keeper of the Grove? Keeper of the Grove coming across and doing some harassment of his own as well, and trying to put pressure on the expansion as the blacksmith is currently getting built. Meanwhile, we see a large number of footmen in the back here, as the Archmage may try and sell an item and then quickly use a Scroll of Regeneration. There's the Arcane Tower there, and there's a little bit of damage there. Double fire or fireball and arcane damage feedback coming in once more. Archmage going to continue to take a little bit of damage there. Keeper of the Grove actually turning around and saying, you know what, I can actually fight you right here. That's not a problem. Let's go ahead and exchange some blows. Potion of Healing used once more. Footman getting taken down, as the Dryad's now coming back over. All right, Dryad, are we going to see Abolish Magic? No, we are not. Blood Mage is, in fact, the second hero in order to try and perhaps shut down that Brewmaster. Brewmaster does pick up a Talisman of Evasion. There's a Tome of Strength, but, no one looking to pick that up just quite yet. There's an Abolish Magic, and there goes another, as the Panda sits at level 3. Scroll of Regeneration deep inside his expansion. Very well protected, as a lot of hit points will now be recovered. Panda, Keeper of the Grove, both sitting on a level advantage, slight economic advantage for Chaemiko, as Chaemiko has been mining longer from that expansion and, has, 1,700 additional gold? No, 2,700 additional gold over his opponent now. Dryad about to get taken down, but able to be saved. Meanwhile, Dryad now trying to prance back, siphon mana, removing mana from the Panda, as the Panda just wants to get some Breaths of Fire off, but the Blood Mage, it may make that difficult. The Panda, Breath of Fire, doesn't really get that much damage across multiple units, as the Panda now completely out of mana once more. Blood Mage, getting into a little bit of problems. Archmage now getting body blocked by his own footman, trying to get back inside as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest is taken down here. is Chaemiko going to be able to hold on to this? This is very, very dangerous, trying to break on through Archmage, and Archmage very low on hit points, but once again, Footman with defend, able to defend against all of that piercing range damage being brought by the Forest Troll, Berserker, Dryads, and Archers. Panda, without a potion of mana, unable to capitalize on that level 2 Breath of Fire, as the Blood Mage and the Arcane Tower keeping that Panda's mana in check. All right, Rejuvenation is in order, as the Keeper of the Grove going to be regenerating some hit points. Dryads are here as well. Blood Mage, while getting into a little bit of slow poison, now trying to retreat back, as well as the Priest are getting in some heals. Rifleman joining in on the battle. Low hit point Dryad still somehow, fairly okay, as the units are now retreating back again. We are at Mastery Training, sitting at Tier 3. We do have a fully entangled gold mine, so 15 sway, finally back up to even, but there was a major over a 3,000 gold difference, 5 minutes of mining difference between these two armies, as Chaemiko does have a larger army here. 39 supply compared to 32, 50 supply compared to 61, as the Rifle Caster army now putting pressure on the Brewmaster, as the Blood Mage still staying at level 1, but able to do more mining here. Now, as this game progresses, what we should start to see is the economic difference starting to be equalized a little bit more. As more gold is being mined here, and as this gold mine starts to mine out, only about 10 minutes, a little bit more than 10 minutes mining at the expansion, well, Chaemiko will have to force a play. He'll have to force a play, otherwise his opponent is going to have an additional 5 minutes of mining more than him, and well, he'll be able to outlast as long as he trades efficiently. Level 3 right now on both of the Night Elf heroes of 15 sway, both of them very close to level 4 in fact. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Blood Mage sitting at level 2, and we could be looking at a possible third expand or a third base being established here. Alright, Farm taking a little bit of damage here. Keeper of the Grove gonna try to dive on in, gonna go ahead and summon some Treants and now engage in on that battle here. Bear is absorbing some of that damage. Arcane Feedback, Scroll of Town Portal, or is now coming inbound. It could be a Staff of Teleportation. Which one is it? There's a Scroll of Town Portal right inside here, as the Arcane Vault quickly going to get taken down. Flame Strike goes down, hitting some of those bears as the units are now trying to retreat back. Spellbreakers are now in here on the battle as well, as the Spellbreakers are immune to that Breath of Fire. Keeper of the Grove still just shy of level 4. Meanwhile, Panda sitting at level 4, level 2 Drunken Haze, level 2 Breath of Fire. And we're also looking at mortar teams while trying to offer a little bit of defense here as well. One mortar team gets entangled, and that's going to get shut down rather fast, as the bears are absorbing quite a bit of damage. Staff of Preservation is on the Keeper of the Grove. No Staff of Preservation on the Brewmaster, though, as the Keeper of the Grove just a little bit shy of that next level. Siphon Mana. Once more, Panda looks to back away. Meanwhile, Archmage looks to punish this group of bears as it is trying to retreat back as well. Flying Machine scouting overhead. Nothing really to talk about there. Units are retreating back, but 15 sway may find himself in a bit of trouble, as he's going to get creepjacked here from behind. Blood Mage, Siphon Mana onto the enemy heroes. Level 4 now onto the Keeper of the Grove. There's the Siphon Mana. Do we see an Entangle? There's the Entangle onto the Blood Mage, as well, a bunch of mana is lost. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Mana Flare right there. The animation for the Breath of Fire for some reason not loading, as we see more roars coming across. All right, more damage coming in. There is another Fairy Dragon, and the Fairy Dragons are actually going after the Impalers, as we see a Denial right there by the creep. Blood Mage could have a big Flame Strike, and it does, hitting a handful of bears as the bears are trying to walk through the fire and flames once more, as one Druid of the Claw could get taken down. No Staff of Preservation. No Staff of Preservation as of yet. It could be on cooldown. Can't quite tell. No Scroll of Town Portal. Spellbreakers going. Scroll of Healing being used just in time to save all of these units for a tactical retreat. A Potion of Invulnerability being left behind. And if Chaemiko wins this game, it may be because of the items being left behind here. A Purity of Vitality, an additional 150 hit points. A Potion of Invulnerability, 15 seconds. And just so many gifts from 15 sway given to Chaemiko here. A bear, also another gift. A bear, a gift bearer. I'm trying to make a pun and my brain's not quite there. I know there's some sort of gift bearer bear. pun that I could come up with right there, but it's, give me a little bit of slack. I need to get my dad jokes going during my cast once more. Archmage, Blood Mage coming back across here. Granite Golem easily going to get cleaned up. 75 supply compared to 69. 50 supply army compared to 54. As the Keeper of the Grove now marching on forward. All right, what is going down next here? We're looking at a Scroll of Town Portal for a tactical retreat. No items being left behind as the Keeper of the Grove and the Panda look to finish off this Razor Main Medicine Man creep camp here. We should be looking at a Healing Ward being placed down. But, well, is it going to get cleaned up? That is the question. One mortar team actually being left behind here, and that's going to get cleaned up rather nicely as well, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Panda still staying at level 4. Druids of the Claw purposely staying in bear or in druid form to generate a bit more mana for this upcoming fight. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand side of the map, Chaemiko using the Spellbreakers effectively to go after the Granite Golems and these, Reef Elementals. I believe they were Reef Elementals. And this Granite Golem could get taken down as well, leaving behind Legion of Doomhorn. All right, some big items left behind here. Blood Mage with a lot of mana. Scout Towers all positioned all across the map. Endurance Aura and Legion of Doomhorn, both things allowing the human army to move just that much faster. And, well, when the movement speed has been upgraded, and we should be seeing Chaemiko being able to get in and out of fights much more easily, as we're looking at a replenishment potion being left behind here. He's got so many good items. He's actually leaving behind fairly decent consumables. Dryads coming back across. 79 supply compared to 79. 2-1 upgrades compared to 1-1-2 upgrades as well. A mortar team going to get caught in transit once again. All right, getting a little bit of these lucky breaks to catch the units in transit. And now we see Chaemiko, well, with the level advantage, and I would say with the item advantage as well. Potion of Greater Healing, but an anti-magic potion on the Panda should work wonders at being able to get the Breaths of Fire off. The problem will be, can he dive straight up onto that back line, as the front line is going to mainly consist of Spellbreakers who are naturally immune to that Breath of Fire. Positioning will be key in this upcoming fight here. 79 supply compared to 79. Both players sitting on a decent amount of gold. Wisp going to be brought over to the battle, perhaps to start detonations, as we are looking at Scout Towers being placed down to offer up a follow-up expansion here in just a moment. Bear ready to go join in on the battle. Hippogriffs now coming across here. There goes an Entangle onto a Knight. Knight, is it going to get dispelled? Yes, it does get dispelled right there, as the Fairy Dragons now go into the Fairy form here. Flame Strike goes on through, as the Blood Mage does not stop its channel. No Staff of Sanctuary yet on that Knight, who's now down to 139 hit points, as the Panda now needs another 8 seconds before it can Breath of Fire. All right, more damage over time. Knight now down to 87 hit points. More damage coming on through. There's Inner Fire across multiple units as the Wisp are trying to get into proper position. All right, there's a Scroll of Healing used as well. There's Invisibility on a Knight, and here we are going into engagement. Blood Mage using that Potion of Invulnerability very well. There's that Flame Strike coming across multiple bears, as we see a denial right there on a footman in the midst of a giant battle. All right, more pressure pushing on in. 15 Sway has a slight supply advantage, but it may not hold up long, as the Flame Strike is starting to eat through bear after bear after bear. 67 compared to 62, as we see a Scroll of Town Portal now trying to retreat back. Panda now sitting at level 5. Scroll of Town Portal going to go ahead and retreat there, as there is a lot of units in the red here. They're going to go back into their Druid form and, well, start getting in some rejuvenations too. This Druid of the Cloud needs to back away. Multiple Druids of the Cloud need to find ways to get some rejuvenations going across all of these units here, as we now see, one bear trying to go back into the bear form, and the higher hit point bears in bear form. Meanwhile, the lower hit point Druids of the Claw staying in that Druid form. All right, expansion now getting underway here. 71 supply compared to 73. 15 Sway has a slight advantage. Both heroes sitting at level 5, picking up a Scroll of Healing. We need to see some more rejuvenations onto these bears, and these other remaining Dryads and other units. Panda once more has an anti-magic potion, should be able to get off a Breath of Fire, and if the positioning works out well, should be able to come out ahead. There is a Staff of Sanctuary on the Archmage, on the Archmage now, so timing is going to be key. Dryads need to be backing away, as the mortar teams will get in an accidental bit of splash damage on their own Spellbreakers. 81 compared to 75. 15 Sway now breaking into high upkeep first, hoping to close out this game, as well units are being staff of preservation back home to heal back up. All right. We are looking at nightfall just coming into play here, and that's a pretty important thing to notice. You look at all of these moonwells, and these moonwells, some of them have a decent amount of mana already. So using using staff of preservation to heal up these dryads by trying to use the moonwells during night as they will fill back up, that is resources that would be lost if the moonwells were full. Moonwell mana management also in the books here, 85 supply compared to 79. Is that 5 supply advantage worth the additional gold of being lost in mining, going from 14 gold down to 8? Coming back through. Panda getting ready. We are looking at, only 18 seconds of mining left in the main bases. Those main bases nearly done. 94 supply compared to 79. And Chaemiko is, falling behind significantly in terms of army size. Is he going to be able to make up for it with the more powerful items? That is going to be the question indeed. And whether or not the initial fight gives level 5 to the Blood Mage and the Archmage. That is going to be a big difference there. As long as 15 Sway can keep the heroes or delay the heroes from reaching level 5, that is going to be a very big difference. All right, Tree of Life quickly going to get taken down here, as it is going to be a Tree of Life getting taken down, or a Town Hall going to get taken down from the top. So both sides were mining from additional bases. My initial calculations were off. There goes a Flame Strike onto the gold mine. That is all gone here. No Scroll of Town Portal for the save. So what you see is what you're going to get. 90 supply over 90 compared to 85. And 15 Sway, needs one more Moonwell in order to train up that last bit of units. Hippogriffs are ready and in position to try and deal with those flying machines. Fairy Dragons there to deal with the casters in the backline. Spellbreakers are there. Knights are here. Blood Mage going to turn back around. And, there is also this line of trees and this one workshop that is making things, perhaps a bit difficult to try and get into the proper position. All right, waiting for those units to pop on out and then getting the proper entangle would be a big deal. However, units are getting flanked in from the south side here. One Knight getting entangled. That's going to get taken down. The Knight is also blocking 2 additional Spellbreakers. That is a big deal indeed, as we could be looking at another Spellbreaker getting taken down right there. All right, no Flame. The Flame Strike and Blizzard coming through here. Knights, Bears all trying to engage. All of these units, Scroll of Healing along the backside here. Breath of Fire trying to counteract as the Blood Mage is still in that frontline spot. Level 4 compared to level 5. Level 5 still coming in strong as the Blood Mage wants to get in more Drunken Haze. Breath of Fire across all of these units. There's another Flame Strike there as Bears are falling. 72 supply compared to 66. But we now see level 5 on the Archmage and that Blood Mage. The abilities are now going to be that much stronger. Level 3 Flame Strike, level 3 Blizzard to try and counteract the army. 53 supply compared to 68. And it's exactly that. Chaemiko able to hold on long enough to get to those powerful level 3 abilities of Flame Strike and Blizzard, and now with a sizable advantage here. All right, Blood Mage. There goes the Blood Mage. That could flip things around, as the Bears could be in a lot of trouble as well. Are the Bears going to try and retreat? Keeper of the Grove continuing to walk forward. 45 supply compared to 47. A lot of low hit point Bears. And 15 Sway takes the game. The Scroll of Town Portal would have brought all of those Bears back home, followed by a quick round of rejuvenation after nightfall. All of those Moonwells were absolutely full, and, that army was just going to be back at full health and larger than Chaemiko's. Add on the fact that Chaemiko's expansion was nearly mined out or already mined out in that last fight, while 15 Sway had about 5 more minutes, and that lead would have just continued to grow. I know it looked like it could have been a premature GG, but no, considering all of those other factors, Chaemiko knew that he had definitely fallen behind. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below.